Hey guys, this is Dawn from the Alumni Council here. I hope it's going well. Thank you so much for participating in our video. We're so excited to feature all of you. And we really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your schedule to do this with us. We know it's an ask and it really does mean a lot to us. So I'm going to do a little demo video to show you how to set up the kit you're going to get in the mail. I apologize for a couple of things, which are A, that I'm sitting on the floor because we are currently getting a new couch, so we have no furniture in our living room. And B, I have 2 cats running around my apartment right now, so if you see them run through or if things get knocked over, that would be why. I have a feeling you'll probably be making a guest appearance. So cool, we'll just jump right in and get started with everything. So you're going to get a package in the mail from us that's going to have your equipment in it. This is actually my second attempt at filming this video, so this stuff is not packed as nicely as it's going to be when you get it. So forgive me for that. The main piece that you're going to get, we're really going to get like 3 boxes within a box, and the first is going to be this here. This is going to have the camera and like the mic components in it. No buddy, you can't chew on that. So we'll start with that because that's going to be the first piece that you're going to set up. So you're going to open this up, and the first thing that you're going to do is take out the camera. There probably will not be an SD card in the camera because it will either come like in a Ziploc bag, depending on where you are in the schedule, like in a Ziploc bag in the package, or we'll mail it to you separately. So we'll let you know that in an email. But so what you're going to want to do is put the SD card in the camera. So to do that, you're going to open this little bottom piece here. And one other thing to note is that this bottom piece is also where the battery goes, but you're not going to have to worry about replacing the battery. There's only one battery in here. So we're going to ask that you charge the camera before you use it. Ideally, if you could charge it before you ship it out to the next person, that would be great, but like life happens. So just charge it before you use it. And you're going to end up charging it through the side of the camera here. I don't have the cable on me, it's in the other room, but you're going to plug it into like the USB port here, and then from there, you're just going to plug it into this, which is just a plain like USB cube. You can either use this or another one you have in your apartment, and you're just going to let it charge in the wall. It's super easy. So we'll start with the SD card, and what you're going to do is you're going to flip open this door here. This door can be a little tricky and get stuck, so if you feel like you're having to force it, just like give it a second, because you shouldn't feel like you're having to force it. So you're going to pop this open, and you'll see it slides up. This big piece here is the battery, and you can see this little tiny slot right here is the SD card. So there's one in here right now, so I'll pop it out to show you. To pop it out, you're just going to push down, and you might need some nails to get in there. But you're going to push down, and it will pop up like so. It's hard to see like here because it's flat, and because there's a little bit of a shadow. But you're just going to pull it out. That's the SD card. So if you're getting the SD card and you need to put it in, you are just going to slide it into the slot, and you are just going to, sorry, of course I'm putting it in wrong. So you're going to slide it into the slot here. Oh my goodness. Alright, so you're going to slide it into the slot, and you're just going to push it in, and you'll hear it click, and it'll be in there. So once that's in, you're going to close the door. This is sometimes where it gets a little sticky, so you don't want to have to force it, but you're just going to slide it. It might take a couple tries, as it's taking me. But ideally, it will slide and click. Hey, sweetheart, this is my new kitty that we're fostering. She says hello. So the next thing that you're going to do is you are going to take the camera like case out of here, and we're going to pop that in. This is what we're going to connect to the tripod. So you're going to open this up. You're going to want to match up. You'll see that this hole here matches up with like this bigger hole, so that's how it's going to slide in. Like the 7 should be to your left, and the 7s will line up with each other. You'll see there's 7 here too. So you're going to slide that in. Great. Then you're going to close this door. Here. It'll pull back. This will pull back. Latch in here, and you click, and it's in. So then what we're going to do is we are going to connect it to this tripod, which you will find in the case. And what you're going to do is there'll be a couple like screw-looking things in here. You can take one of them out. Ideally, it's like this one that has a little shorter end piece. You'll see there's like a little longer one that we're going to use later. It doesn't matter; they'll both fit, but like the shorter one will probably be better for this. So then you're going to slide this camera into the head of the tripod here. That's my other cat, Alfer, who's knocking stuff over. Sorry about that. Okay, so you're gonna slide this in here, and you're just gonna twist and put that in. Easy peasy. So now that's all set up. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get the mic set up. You're gonna take out this, it's a GoPro mic adapter. That's gonna slide into, you'll see this here, this is like the, I'm actually just gonna turn this light up just a smidge because it's like super dark in here. Not that much. And this light is something actually we'll go over later. It's part of the kit that I'm using throughout my like super poorly lit apartment. And as you can see, it's like a little wobbly, so you'll have to bear with us here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna slide this over so you can see, is this, you'll see there's like the USB port, so you're gonna plug it in there. We'll plug that in. Done. Great. Super easy. So the next thing we're going to do is take out the mic, and we'll go over like all the miking details, probably with you more when we talk to you in, online, because it will be a little bit easier to show you where to mic it on yourself then. So it's going to depend on what you're wearing, although we would like everybody to wear a tie, so we're probably going to have you clip it to the tie. But just kind of like give you the general gist of how it works. This will be wrapped up much nicer when it gets sent to you. So you're going to take this this piece here. It's going to slide into the adapter here. Done. And what you're going to end up doing, we'll like walk you through this. I'm not going to totally put it on now, but you'll either like hide it behind your tie or slide it up your shirt. Like the whole point is to hide the cable of the mic. And then it's going to end up being clipped onto your tie. So it'll be like somewhere in this vicinity, and we'll walk you through that. So the biggest thing here to note though is that when you get this, it should be in the off position. So just make sure you turn this off, before you mail it to the next person, because this is battery operated. So you'll see there's a little off and a smartphone symbol, and an on and a camera symbol. You're going to want to slide this to on. This is a battery powered mic for this purpose. It doesn't use the battery in every setting, but so we'll turn it on for this. So the next thing we're going to do is set up the light, which I actually already have set up because I'm using it to like kind of make this a little brighter because my apartment is super dark right now. But so that's going to come in this box here. One thing you'll notice is that you're also going to have this extra, like this extra slide in there. So there's two different slides in here because there's two different like color temperatures. There's like more of a like orangey one that's in the light right now. So we'll walk you through that too when we get like talking online, because we'll be able to see better like what is going to make you look the best. So we'll walk you through that. But so what's going to be in that box is this light here. I'm going to turn it off so that you can see it better. But so you're going to have this light here, and it's not going to be attached to the, it might end up coming attached to the tripod, or it might be separate. If it is separate when you get it, you're just going to want to, like, this bottom piece should stay on. You're just going to want to attach this top piece the same way you did the camera. One thing to note is that this is sort of like a MacGyvered solution to get this light to stand up. So this top piece is going to feel like you have to force it, and that's okay. It's just a very tight fit. So you're going to like really squeeze to get this in, and you're going to take one of the screws that's in there, and you're going to put this in to hold it in place. The screw is probably not going to go all the way in, and that's fine. We're just going to get it in as tight as it will go. So the reason this like fell over before, it's because my cat knocked it, but it is top heavy on this, because it does balance, but it is top heavy, so just keep that in mind. You're going to have to like balance it out a little bit. And so you'll see too that there excuse me, there is the on switch on the side, the dial, and this can go super bright. Like you'll see, like we obviously don't need it to be that bright, and we'll help you adjust it to make it look the best too, but like we'll walk you through all of that when we get set up. One thing to note about both of these tripods, because they're the same tripod, is that they do not extend. So something that we're going to have you do is prop up the tripod on like books or something tall so that we can get it at the right height for both the light and for the camera. So be prepared to have like those kind of things on hand. Sorry, my cat. This little baby gray cat, we just got her the other day. She's like a test foster to like have a little sister for our older cat, and this is like the first time they started playing, so I'm really excited. But so we'll have books to set them up. So now that we've got like all of these pieces set up, we're gonna work on getting it set up to the computer. So we're also gonna have this box, the game capture card. It's a little messy because this is my second attempt here at filming this. So we're gonna take that out, and before we set that up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the camera on. So we're gonna turn the camera on through this button here on the side. You're gonna just turn it on, hold it down, and you'll see that the screen pops up. We'll walk you through all the settings. They should be all set by the time you get the camera. It's like preset, so it should be fine. But it's gonna be, you're gonna shoot in 2.7K. You're gonna see 30, that's 30 frames per second, and you'll wanna see L for linear. If for some reason any of that gets changed, we'll walk you through how to fix it, but it's like a super easy fix. So now that we've got the camera turned on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it plugged into Google Hangouts so that we can see you. So what we're gonna do now, we have the camera on, is we're gonna take our mini HDMI to HDMI cable, and we're gonna plug that into the same side where the microphone adapter is. It's gonna go in there. It's gonna go in there, and we'll just plug that in, super easy. And so then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the other end of this HDMI cable and we're gonna plug it into this game capture card. So you'll see on the side with the white text here, there's two like input buttons. One is like, this top one is for inputs and this one is for output. You're gonna wanna put the HDMI cable in the top one here. You'll be able to know that you're putting it in the right one because it has the arrow pointing into what looks like a parenthesis as opposed to pointing out. So we're gonna slide it in that one. Slide it in, just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our USB cable. We are going to slide our USB cable into the other end of this card, so it's going to look like this. And then you're going to take your USB cable and plug it into your laptop. So you'll notice when I plug this into the laptop, the screen on the GoPro is going to go black. That's fine. That's normal. So one of the other things that we asked you to do is to download the GoPro app. So the reason we're having you download the GoPro app is to be able to control the camera because you're not going to be able to control it from the back of the screen. So once you have this set up, what you're going to do is you are going to go into your GoPro Black, and you should see the prompt may look a little bit different if this is your first time setting up the camera, but you'll have like a little option here. It'll recognize the camera because the camera has its own Wi-Fi like in it. So it'll recognize the camera, and you are going to just click on the camera and it will say connecting. And you'll see the prompt is going to ask you, do you want to join? So you're going to hit join. It's going to connect. Let me see what the deal is here. Give me 1 second to figure this out. Okay, so like this here, ideally you shouldn't get this message that says like preview is not supported. So like obviously if any of this kind of stuff happens, we'll like troubleshoot this with you when we go through. But so to make sure to figure out like what's going on here, I'm just gonna unplug the HDMI so that I can get back to here, and we'll see that it's still on. So now you'll see that I can see here, I can see the camera. So what we're gonna do is we'll just plug it back in. If for some reason that happens, like normally what happens is you'll just be able to see like the output of the camera, like we're seeing now on the app. So if for some reason you get like an error message like that, just plug it back in, and we'll be available by phone to help you set this up too. This is a little bit of a new setup for us. It's like kind of adapted from what we did last year, but with some updated equipment. So we are still figuring it out too, but we'll figure it out together, and it'll be great. Okay, cool. So we're gonna plug that back in. Great. And now that we did that, you'll see that we're fine. We see the output here. It's all good to go. So now what we're gonna do is we've got our laptop here. You can see, it's kind of hard to see. Let me turn my brightness down so you can see it a little bit better. But we're on Google Hangouts here. So what you're gonna do is, we'll send you the link and stuff too, but for now the demo, I'm just gonna go to video call. I'm gonna hit video call. It's gonna come up. Okay. And so what you're gonna see, we might have to go through some of the settings here manually, and it's gonna be a little bit different, I think. So this is a little bit of a glitch that we've been having with this so far, is that it might say, like, it might just demo, like, even though you just saw the camera, it might say, like, you're in preview mode. But the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your settings and just make sure that it's recognizing the GoPro is there. So you're going to see on your settings that it's going to say video, and you want to set that to FHD capture. And then for microphone, you also want to set that to FHD capture. And there's two settings there. It's kind of hard to see right now. Let me see if I can turn my brightness down just a smidge more so you can see. Yeah. So these two here, you're both going to want to set them to the FHD capture part. So now that we've got that set up, we're going to hit done. So ideally we'll end up inviting, you know, like we'll send you a link and you'll be in that link and we'll see you there. So what we are going to do now is we are going to troubleshoot getting this off of the preview mode, because this is something that we've been running into with this camera. So one thing we can try to do is manually hit the record button on the top. Okay, and so if that doesn't work, then our next step would be that we are going to just unplug this again, here. So unplug this again, you'll see we're back to this here. And then if we click on join camera here, again, we're back here. So for some reason, and this has been sort of like off and on and spotty even with my tests, like sometimes it's working okay and sometimes it's not. So I wish I had like a better or more efficient answer, but so what we're going to do then, if it's still giving you a problem, this button here is how you record on the GoPro app. So what we're going to do is hit record here. It's going to start the record on the camera. So then what we're going to do is while it's recording, and you'll see that it's recording on the back, it's blinking, then we're going to plug this in. And so from there, while it's recording, then we're going to go back up here, change our setting back to FHD capture card and the FHD microphone, and you'll see that now we are connected to the GoPro. So if for some reason you're getting the preview message, which actually it's good that this happened, that we could kind of like troubleshoot it together, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to then turn the GoPro to face myself. And let me see if I can turn this iPad a little bit so you can see my laptop set up better. So what you're going to end up seeing on your laptop, and I'll pull this a little bit down too, is you're going to see the conception of things. So you're going to see an output here that's going to have, you'll be able to tell that you're like recording because you have the camera battery here. You have the SD media card here, and it will tell you up here you're recording and how much time. And that's how we're going to see you, and like that's how like, you'll see us through Google Hangout. But so what we're going to end up having you do is you're going to look straight into the camera, so you can put your laptop off to the side, like if that's easier. But so then what we're going to have you do is, like we said, you're going to set up your camera so that it is kind of like at eye level with you. And I'll try to, like, you'll be able to kind of like see it on here too, on the phone. You can like see the output of the GoPro, so like that's me on the GoPro. So we'll like sort of like set that up over here so like I can take a look at it, and we'll work with you to set it up and adjust it. But pretty much what you're gonna do is you're just gonna like set that and the light on books to kind of like work something to stack them up so that they're eye level with you. Ideally, you're gonna want it to be like the camera sort of at the same height as your eye, and same for the light. And so we'll also work with you to like adjust the light to put it in the right spot, because you can see like it's very different depending on where you put it. It'll also be different by how bright you turn it up, and it's very different if you put it down, like above or below. So ideally too, you'll want this like kind of positioned where this is looking a little funky right now because I have it positioned like over where the GoPro is, but you're going to want to have it positioned like pretty much like kind of like sort of like above or like kind of beside the GoPro. And we'll walk you through like moving it a little bit to adjust it to be where it needs to be. But so you'll see like I'll move it over here, but the camera light for the eye, or like by my camera for my iPad, so you can see like sort of like if I'm putting it above, that's like kind of where it works. So we'll walk you through the details for that. and we'll get all that set up. But yeah, so you're just going to basically keep it recording. You're just going to keep it recording. When we're all done, you're going to hit stop on your app here. So you're going to hit stop. Done. Great. Super easy. So then what you're going to do, what we'll probably have you do, is you can actually look at the media straight on the app. So we'll just have you load up the media as a test, and you'll be able to just check it for us and like check to make sure that the audio is there, and then we'll be good to go. So that's pretty much the general gist of everything, and we'll walk you through all the specifics too as we go. Hey sweetheart. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So thanks again for doing this. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email. You can just reply to the chain, and we'll be in touch, and we really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.